my cheaters on. Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those creepers? Oh, those weepers, how they hypnotize.
Oh boy, welcome everyone to another Halloween review, and today we will be reviewing Final Destination 3, the first Final Destination movie that kind of wasn't good. I mean, trust me, it's not as bad as another movie coming up, but I mean, it was still pretty, it was alright. I mean, I just get into that at the end of the video like I'm supposed to, but let's get into Final Destination 3. Will it live up to the others? Spoiler alert, it will not. But will it suck completely? We'll find out. So anyways, so apparently they just got tired of having somewhat sensible teens, and this movie just took a major Jeepers Creepers 2 and have all the characters replaced with high school teenagers. So basically everyone's just a stereotypical. We have the main girl who's strong and independent and can do all this stuff. We have the comic relief. We have the supportive boyfriend who's just there to die, the supportive girlfriend who's just there to die. We have the incredibly perverted just jerk of the film. We have the just plain jerk of the film. We have the emo teens, and we have basically it's just a stereotypical popular girls who likes going shopping and all that. Yeah, this movie relies a lot on stereotypes, but I mean, oh my god. I mean, the Final Destination 1 had a lot of stereotypes, but at least it wasn't painful to sit through. These guys, they're not that good at acting. But anyways, let's get into the actual movie. So they're at an amusement park, and so they get ready to ride this awesome roller coaster, which looks pretty fun. But just a little thing that I like to say, in real life I actually am severely scared of roller coasters because I have a fear of heights. So if I was in this situation, I'd honestly just get out before I even had the vision. So anyways, he has a vision of them getting on the roller coaster, and it goes off, and then this guy's camera falls down and somehow wraps itself around the track, and the roller coaster hits it, and apparently hitting a camera means the entire roller coaster goes off balance, and the roller coaster just falls apart. People start dying, and I gotta admit, when I saw this when I was little, I kind of got scared of going on roller coasters. It didn't start my fear of going to roller coasters, but I mean, it sort of did improve it when I was little, but now I'm over this because of how unrealistic the scene is. But I'm still kind of scared of heights. But anyways, it turns out it's all a vision, and she tells everybody that she has to go, that she doesn't want to be in here, the roller coaster's gonna die. So the stereotypical jerk just starts making fun of her. Then the comic relief starts getting in a fight with him, and then the golf twins are like, "Oh hey, look, a fight, let's go record this." And then the twins are like, "Oh hey, look, a fight, I'm gonna go see this." And then apparently, I don't know, the perverted jerk got off because I don't know why. But hey, convenient, the supportive boyfriend wants to get off, but they don't listen to him, and so he starts riding the roller coaster, and what do you know, the entire thing crashes. So we cut to high school, where apparently she's just now in the dumps about her boyfriend and all that, and so the stereotypical popular trends start trying to, not trends, besties basically, and try to cheer her up, and so does the comic relief. And then the comic relief basically just throws exposition at us for all of us who hasn't watched the first movie, saying there was a horrific accident with a flight 180 where a guy had a vision of getting off the roller coaster, getting off the plane before it crashed, and one by one him and his friends got picked off in realistic horrific ways after that event. But eventually she just says somehow she's just making fun of him. Hey, there's a thing, it's called research. Go on your phone and look that up, and maybe you might actually come across and be like, oh hey, he was kind of telling the truth. So she goes back home, and we get introduced to her sister. So I don't know why they threw this character in here. She barely does anything the entire film. She's just there to, I guess, just be there. So eventually, she starts getting signs of her photos, and apparently, instead of the characters actually coming up with a pretty good hint of who's next, we just get immediately filled in of who's next, basically. So yeah, it turns out that the photos foreshadow the way they're gonna die, which, oh my god, this makes absolutely no sense. So Death's plan was to have them die when they got on the roller coaster. and they took those pictures before they got on the roller coaster. So are you telling me that Theft planned all their deaths after the roller coaster incident when they were originally supposed to die on the roller coaster? Did Theft just give her the vision so that she could save all their lives? Did Theft plan this entire thing out? I don't know. This is so stupid. So apparently the character is like, oh my god, the twins might be in danger. So these twins, the besties, my bad. They both look exactly the same and act the same. They can be confused pretty easily. They get into tending bands and brings a slushy when the instructor tells them clearly not to. So the slushy goes haywire and turns up the tending machines to very high standards, which catches on fire, and they both die horrifically in the tending beds, which, as I said for the millionth of time in this Final Destination series, this would be outright impossible. So they're all at the funeral, and so basically it's like the guy's probably like, I told you so. So the girl is like, okay, you know what, maybe I might believe you. So I forgot which one died first. I can't tell if it was the stereotypical jerk or if it was the guy, the stereotypical perverted jerk. But let's just go to the stereotypical jerk first. So they go into the gym and he's working out, and there's these swords. So the swords fall over and cut the ropes of his little exercising machine, but he's like, yeah boy, I ain't gonna die. And then he dies by having his head smashed in by the exercising machine. They even cut to the perverted jerk, apparently just conveniently at the same restaurant where the main characters were. That's literally probably the biggest convenient thing that ever happened in this film, in any of these Final Destination films. So they're right behind him, and in a car apparently doesn't know how to drive, and then it basically crashes his other car, which engine flies out and cuts his head open. Originally, this was actually supposed to be another alternate scene where he pulls the guy out of the car right before he dies by the engine. So I thought that was a nice alternate scene, but apparently they're like, nope, we need to have a high body count so he dies. I mean, he kind of deserves to die, so I don't really care. So now they're like, oh, hey, the golf couple is next. So they go to the warehouse, and yes, this setup is brilliant. They're at a warehouse. There's drills. There's so much awesome stuff that can kill these two here. This is going to be an amazing scene. So you want to know how they do it? A bunch of random crap starts happening, and they just talk the entire time until a bunch of random planes start falling on the golf guy. They save his life, but since they saved his life, Death skipped over him and went on to his girlfriend. She flies back, and apparently the drill can fire by itself and fires nails into her head. A pretty gruesome death, but I mean pretty unrealistic. Plus, this was a warehouse. You can have endless waves of how they could die, but instead you saved one person and had one person die by a self-sitting drill. I'm not a drill, a nail gun, my bad, because apparently a nail gun can go from the back of your head into your brain. I mean, apparently. So yeah, they start being sad and all, and then so they realize that her sister is next. So they go to the carnival, and the guy starts trying to convince the sister, hey, we need to get out of here. She's like, you know what, no, you're just too, yeah, just go. So a horse starts riding, and then it attaches it to the sister's neck, and she's about to die, but she gets saved in the nick of time. And so now it's the guy's turn. So he's about to die by a bunch of exploding firecrackers. I mean, I'm pretty sure that probably wouldn't kill you, but she saved him just as the firecrackers exploded. So now the main character is next, and she figured out that on her photo, and she had a shirt on, and it was the same last name as the guy, as the goth guy. And so now that guy wants to apparently kill her because, wait, what? He wants to kill them because his girlfriend died? You do realize that these guys saved your life, right? So these fireworks start firing off, and it hits his machine, and he starts saying, I'm not going to die, boom, I told you so. But then this thing falls and kills him, and he flicks them off when he's dead. How does this work? Okay, so on the roller coaster accident, he died, and then his girlfriend died the same way that they all would have died during the thing. So please explain to me how after they saved his life, he how does this work? Okay. So I have a theory of how this works. So apparently the main character got saved by something. We don't know what it was, but something that her best friend and the sister did apparently saved her life, but we didn't know what it was. So the cycle repeated and went back for the golf guy. So I think that's probably a possibility. But other than that, how in the world could he possibly die? It wasn't his turn to die because the cycle has to repeat in order for him to die. And I also know, just pretty cool death to a pretty cool character, I guess. So anyways, we are skipped to the subway, and interesting fact, the characters from Final Destination 2 who survived at the end was supposed to be on the subway train so that it could fill in. Basically every character on Final Destination has died up until this point, but I think the cast didn't want to come back, so they didn't come back. So I guess just assume that those characters are on the subway train. So eventually the subway train crashes and they all die in the order they would have died. The cycle repeated and all the characters die. And the end of Final Destination 3. So now it's time for me to get into this film. So one problem I have with this film is, oh my god, it's so boring. It basically, the entire first bit was okay, but I mean, other than her she wastes time just talking in the comic relief all the time. There's a bunch of talking in this film, and usually I like talking in the film. Like Final Destination 1, whenever they were talking about something, it was pretty good. Like the pacing for Final Destination 1 was awesome. Like I'm not one of those 2-year-olds who just don't care about talking, care about all the action. But oh my god, they talked about literally the most boring things. No one cared about these characters. It was so boring, and barely anything was happening. And let's get into the deaths. These are I think that every single death scene in this movie wasn't realistic at all. I don't think that the engine's fan would be short enough to cut his neck like that. I would think that, I don't know how, I think the black guy stuff is probably possible. I don't know, I never went on these exercising machines. I don't know how they work, so it could be possible, but I mean, it looked pretty fake. There's no way you can die by a few firecrackers. I mean, your face would be severely burned, you'd be bleeding, and you'd probably be blind for the rest of your life. It'd leave a lot of damage, but I don't think it'd be enough to kill you. Let's see. What else? The roller coaster scene, as all, is impossible. And overall, I just don't think that a lot of death scenes in this movie was possible. Like, it's so unrealistic. I gotta admit, I gotta hate them, though. The CGI in this film and the makeup that they had, especially when the two besties were burning to death in the tanning beds, it all looked pretty impressive. I was okay with that. The characters were so forgettable and bland. These are literally the second most forgettable characters in the movie. Trust me, the Final Destination is gonna break all sorts of records once we get to that movie. But overall, it was just a bunch of blandness. It's so bland. Its character's bland. It's just all bland. It's basically just freaking, I don't know, it's just blandness. So yeah, that was Final Destination 3. It wasn't scary. Obviously, it wasn't scary. You didn't care about any of the characters, and the death scenes were sort of shocking and sort of brutal. But I mean, yeah, I gotta hand it to them. Even though the death scenes were completely unrealistic, they were pretty great in this film. It's just something that I gotta give it credit for. The story, it didn't have a great pacing, but overall, I think Final Destination 3 was okay, which is why I think it comes in at 3 out of 5. So far in the series, Final Destination 1, I don't think I rated it. I think I forgot to rate it, in fact, but if I did or something, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 5. I give Final Destination 2 a 5 out of 5. Yeah, I give Final Destination 3 a 3 out of 5. Let's just wait till we get to the Final Destination. Oh boy, just can't wait to get to that film. So yeah, I wish me luck when I get to Final Destination 4, titled The Final Destination. Yeah, I had to admit, I mean, not admit, but I gotta tell you guys something. This isn't the final Destination movie. It's titled The Final Destination because they thought this was the last movie they were making. But Final Destination 5 is the last one. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.